I'm sure you've seen the channel FarFromWeak that's been killing it in the self-improvement niche. In just 10 months, it skyrocketed to a massive 1 million subscribers, building what some might even call a cult-like following. Most of their videos focus on men's self-improvement, things like building discipline and developing a strong mindset, and they deliver it in a powerful way that deeply resonates with their audience. But here's the thing, this kind of content isn't just popular, it's insanely lucrative. It attracts a mature, motivated audience that advertisers love, leading to higher RPMs and plenty of monetization opportunities. Plus, unlike trends that fade, this niche is evergreen. Men will always seek confidence, leadership, and financial success, keeping these videos relevant long after they're uploaded. And I'm going to make it easy by giving you the full blueprint to creating videos like FarFromWeak. Seriously, we'll cover everything from generating powerful topics that truly resonate with the audience, to crafting engaging scripts that deliver hard-hitting truths and actionable self-improvement advice. Once the script is ready, we'll dive into creating a voiceover that captures his style, including the catchy phrases that make his videos so compelling. Then I'll show you the best ways to source all the different styles of footage for your videos while avoiding copyright issues in this niche. Next, we'll find some badass background music or even grab the exact one he uses. Finally, we'll go step by step through the editing process to make your video look just like his, and we'll wrap up with a short course on creating thumbnails in his signature style. Now, let me know in the comments what you think about this short demo that I made using the same techniques we're about to cover in this video.
Most men are walking around like doormats, begging for scraps of approval while the world tramples over them. You think being nice is your greatest strength, but it's your biggest weakness. Pathetic! It's time to stop being nice and start being respected.
Guys, this is going to be a big one, so make sure you follow every step of this process. Since you probably already know how to create a channel, I'm going to skip that part. But if you don't, check the channel creation sections of any of my recent videos, and you should get the general idea. One thing I'd like to show you though is how you can grab a channel logo like his. Obviously he's using Kratos from God of War as his logo, so I recommend choosing a different character for your own channel. Whichever character you choose needs to embody raw masculinity, discipline, strength, and most importantly, be easily recognizable by most men. So something like Geralt of Rivia from The Witcher, John Wick, Thor, Master Chief from the Halo series, or maybe Homelander from The Boys. Well, maybe not Homelander. But if you want to use the same character as his, you can easily create one for free using your favorite AI tool. The same process applies if you choose any of the other characters. Simply head over to a tool like Ideogram or CArt and type something like this. As you can see, it's just asking the AI to create an image of Kratos from God of War sitting on a throne. Now select this square aspect ratio and hit generate. It may take a minute or two, but these results are pretty cool. If you're using CArt, simply create an account and hit model. You can test out any of the available ones, but this model works perfectly. So hit this button and again, choose the square aspect ratio. Choose the number of images you want per generation and head over to this text area. Paste the same command and hit generate. You get 150 free credits, so no need to worry about payment. It doesn't take long, but check out these results. The images are equally impressive, so feel free to choose one for your logo. The banner is pretty straightforward, so I won't go into too much detail. You simply need to create the image with AI, then add text using an image editor like Photoshop, Canva, or Photopea. Now it's time to find a topic for your video. You can check out a few channels in the niche for some ideas on topics that are performing well, but I've created something that will simplify this entire process for you. Simply head over to the prompts channel of my Discord server and look for the link to this Google Doc file titled FarFromWeak. Every prompt that I'll be using for this video will be inside that document. You can find the link to the Discord server in the description of this video, or head over to my channel page and you should find it over there. Now go to the Google Doc and look for this topic prompt. Copy the entire prompt and visit this tool called DeepSeek. If you don't know what it is, it's just like ChatGPT, except that DeepSeek is completely free to use, for now anyway. Also, it produces results that are on par with the paid version of ChatGPT. Now paste the copied prompt inside DeepSeek and make any changes if you want something specific, but the prompt is good the way it is, so you can simply hit enter and wait for DeepSeek to generate a bunch of interesting topics for your video. Go through the generated topics and choose the one that you want. Some of these topics, like how to build unshakable confidence overnight and the art of being dangerous, are all pretty cool. So go ahead and choose any of these topics, or if you want more ideas, simply regenerate it for a whole new batch, whichever way you want to go about it. But once you've decided on the topic you want to focus on, the next step is to create the script for your video. This part is also quite simple, as I've created a badass prompt that you can use to generate your full story. So head over to the Google Doc once again and look for the script prompt. Copy the entire prompt and go back to DeepSeek. Now paste the prompt and scroll up to the top. Feel free to specify the number of words you want for the script, but most of the videos from FarFromWeak range between 1150 and 1400 words. So leaving it this way works perfectly. You need to add your topic here as well, so go back to the topics you generated and copy the one that you want to use for your video. Return to your prompt and remove this placeholder, replacing it with your chosen topic. Once everything looks good, hit enter and DeepSeek will generate a well-structured script. Keep in mind that FarFromWeak's videos do not include any boring introductions, so the prompt has been structured to imitate this style. And as you can see, it goes straight to the point with a powerful opening statement. One important thing to note as well is that you need to take out these headings that end with a colon. That doesn't include the steps you can see here, so you need to leave those and include them when generating your voiceover. The script is ready, so the next step is to generate the voiceover. This step is very important, as the hard-hitting voice is really what makes FarFromWeak stand out in this niche. After all, content plays a key role, but poor delivery would definitely ruin a good script. So his voiceover's tone, delivery, and intensity play a crucial role in setting the video's mood and keeping the audience hooked. If you want to replicate that style, focusing on a powerful, commanding voiceover is essential. So head over to your preferred voice generator, in this case 11 Labs. You want to find a voice that closely resembles the one we're modeling, so go to the voice library and test out some of their available voices. This can be quite tiring, so you need to use these settings for the available filters. First, you need to choose English for language and an American accent. Then expand this and choose male for gender. For the age, you can choose middle-aged or old, and then go through the available voices. To make this easier, you can simply use the same voice character that I used in the demo. Just search for Carter the Mountain King. You can go ahead and use it right away, but if you want other voices similar to this one, select View and test out the ones under similar voices. To save time, I'll go ahead and use this Carter voice. Now you need to play around with these settings till it sounds just right. The ones I used for the demo were 0.88 for speed, 75% stability, and 52% similarity. Make sure you leave the style exaggeration at 0 for now. Now paste your script inside this text area and make these additional changes. You need to go through the script and use caps when a word should sound prominent when spoken in a deep voice. For places where you simply want a short pause, use these 3 dots after that particular word. You can also use exclamation signs where appropriate. This step is very important, so make sure you spend some time on it. But once you're done, go ahead and hit generate. If the voiceover doesn't sound good enough, make changes to the settings till you find a setting that works perfectly for you. Now for catchy and impactful words like
pathetic,
you need to generate them separately. I know it may seem like a lot of work, but you only need to do these things once. You can save these catchy words and reuse them for any future videos. So paste the word and make sure it's in full caps. Include an exclamation sign and hit generate. If it doesn't sound right, you can add another exclamation and play around with the style exaggeration till you get the pronunciation that you want. Once you're done, decrease the style exaggeration back to 0 to avoid mistakenly generating the remainder of your voiceover with it. With the voiceover ready, the next step is to find clips for the video. But before that, you need to find some badass background music for the video. You can grab something from YouTube's audio library, Chosic, or any other royalty-free music platform. But if you want that iconic background music that FarFromWeak uses, you need to find a track titled He Lies Broken by Your Shame. So simply type it inside YouTube search and select this option. Before you do anything, make sure you expand the description and go over the terms of use. As you can see, it's available for use on your projects, except that you need to credit the owner in the video description and also contact them via their email. To make sure you don't face any issues, I personally sent them an email and was surprised to receive a response within 3 hours. Also, make sure you contact them via Gmail as the Yahoo email bounced. Now on to finding clips for the video. FarFromWeak uses 4 main styles of clips for his videos. The first one is scenes from movies that relate to a specific word or sentence in the narration. Second is clips from popular anime. Third is Wojak animations. And finally, footage from God of War. I'll show you how to get access to these clips, but if you want something truly unique, try creating your own anime using AI. It's pretty simple actually. Since you don't require full movies in this case, all you have to do is generate some anime scenes with any image generators like Pixelman or Leonardo AI. Then animate them using tools like Minimax or Kling AI. Simple as that. But as I said, I'll show you how to get access to the types of clips that he uses. But before you go looking for footages, you need to understand exactly what you need for any specified point in the voiceover. Once that's covered, you can now look for the clips. The first type, which is movie footages, is quite easy to find. You need to head over to this website called GetYarn and search for a specific phrase or word that describes the kind of scene you want. Look through the results till you find what you want. You can go ahead and download it, but the quality of these clips can be quite low. So copy the name of the movie in addition to the description of the scene and paste it inside YouTube. Hit enter, and you should find higher resolution versions of the same scene. Repeat this for any other movie scenes you need for your story. Now for anime clips, you can find them either directly from YouTube, or another way is to search on Google. Simply type what you want, making sure you include anime, and you'll see a bunch of results from YouTube. Feel free to check as many out as necessary till you find the one that you want. There are a number of sites where you can find some of these anime clips, but I obviously can't show them here. FarFromWeak also uses Wojak animations to represent sad, weak, or pathetic moments in their videos. These are pretty easy to find on YouTube, so just type what you want and you should see a bunch of them. The last style of video is gameplay clips of Kratos from God of War. These are also easily available on YouTube from some of these channels. Once you have all the clips you need for your story, it's time to put them together. You can use any video editor of your choice, but CapCut works perfectly. So open CapCut and import your video clips and narration. The first thing you need to do is to add the narration to your timeline. But as you can see, the narration has several long pauses, so you need to remove them from your voiceover. Keep in mind that the story may require short pauses at certain areas, so keep playing the audio to avoid deleting more than necessary. To save time, I'll quickly speed through the rest of this cleanup. Now that the voiceover sounds alright, the next step is to bring in the video clips. For this story, I'm going to add this clip at the beginning. Some of these clips come with audio, so I'll right-click and extract the audio track. Once the track has been extracted, I'll simply select it and hit the delete key. This clip is quite long, but since I only need a small portion of it, I'll delete everything to the left of the marker. CapCut's Scene Split tool is also very useful for this style of video. So I'll right-click the layer and select Split Scene. It typically takes a few seconds depending on the length of the clip, but as you can see, CapCut did a great job separating the scenes for this clip. We only need this scene from the clip, so I'll delete all of these. Next, I'll bring in the anime scene and extract the audio. Removing the audio is very important for every other clip you add to your story, so keep that in mind. I'll delete this part of the clip since it won't be necessary, split the remaining scenes, and delete any unnecessary ones, like we did for the previous clip. One thing I neglected to do is to specify the aspect ratio of the project. This is very important as CapCut automatically picks the aspect ratio of the first file we added. This means the final video may not exactly be 16:9 aspect ratio, which we want. This is easy to fix. Simply hit ratio from here and select 16:9 aspect ratio. Simple as that. In case the clips don't fit perfectly, you need to scale them up slightly to fill the canvas. Repeat the earlier process as many times as necessary, making sure the clips align with that part of the voiceover. Now, this next part is very necessary. You need to add the signature catchphrase at the appropriate part of the narration. For this demonstration, this part seems perfect. So grab the audio file from here and drop it at the appropriate section. You need to make some space here, so drag these audio files over to the right and position this one properly. Now I'll bring in a clip of Kratos and crop it, leaving only the relevant section. This depends on individual preference, but you can speed up the video clip to match the tone of the voice as well as the pacing of the video. Then add the last part of the video and trim it appropriately to match the voiceover. The video is looking good, but as you can see, some of the clips we're using have watermark. There are two ways you can solve this. The first is to duplicate that clip, and while the new duplicated layer is selected, head over to Mask. Add a rectangular mask and resize it to be large enough to cover the entire watermark. Move it above the watermark and then go back to basic. Now drag the rectangle over the watermark to cover it up. This works, but it doesn't always look great for some clips, which is obvious from what you can see here. So the second option may be a better choice for this particular clip. Make sure Mask is selected and then drag the rectangle to cover the entire watermark. Next, you need to head over to Effects and search for Blur. Grab this one and drop it onto the mask layer. The result doesn't look too bad, so let's repeat it with this other clip. This time around, I'll add a feather to the layer so you can see the difference. It blends in better than the previous one. But in case these tricks still don't do a good job at removing the watermark, scale the clip to cover it up. Simple as that. Now the next step is to add transitions to the video. This part is optional, but you can grab simple transitions like mix, black fade, or then and now. For this demonstration though, let's go ahead and use the black fade transition. Don't forget to create compound clips before you add transitions to stacked clips like these ones. Feel free to add different transitions or simply select one and apply it to the remainder of your clips. Some of the clips used in this story are too short for transitions, so I'll manually add a few. Once that's done, the next step is to add the background music. So I'll go ahead and drop it inside the timeline. Typically, we decrease the volume of the background music, but the volume of this track is already quite low, so I'll increase it slightly. Next, I'll trim the excess part and add a fade out at the end. The video is almost ready, so the last step before export is to add captions. Head over to text, select auto captions, and hit generate. CapCut has generated the captions, but before we make any changes, I'll quickly expand these missing parts. With the captions selected, look through the available templates and select your preferred one. Once you're alright with it, it's time to export your video at either 2 or 4K resolution. The last step is to create a thumbnail for your video. The thumbnail itself is simple to design, so I won't be taking you through the entire process. However, I'll be simplifying the difficult part, which is creating similar images like his for the thumbnail. You can test out other AI tools for this, but I'll be showing you how to use CArt. So go to their website and hit this button to create a new image. As you can see here, a model has been selected already, but we're not going to use this one. So hit this icon and search for Flux. Select this one and hit apply. The Flux model has been added, but we need to bring in 2 others. So hit the plus sign next to additional, choose community models, and search for brush. Choose this dry brush paint model and hit apply once again. Add one more model from the community tab. This time around, look for brush strokes and select this specific one. Now that the necessary models have been added, the next step is to choose your preferred aspect ratio. For YouTube thumbnails, choose 16:9 and select the number of images you want per generation. Finally, you can type the description of the image you want to generate. In this case, an image of Kratos chained to 2 huge columns with a white background. Hit generate and wait for your images to be ready. It only takes a moment, but check out the results. As you can see, the images look alright, so you can choose one or even test out other models. Now, if you found this niche interesting, you'll definitely love these other evergreen niches.